Hey everybody, Asher here, back with some more Hearthstone, where today we're looking at Hunter. That's right, Hunter. Specifically Midrange Hunter. This is on my free-to-play EU account. Although, keep in mind, just a quick caveat about free-to-play, it doesn't necessarily mean that everything is super budget. This is an account that I've had for a few months now. So yes, I have been able to save enough dust to craft Dr. Boom. Yes, I have been able to save enough gold to buy the fourth wing of Next, which gets you Mad Scientist. So just keep in mind that if you're playing the free-to-play, no put cash into the game life, about this game or other games, you know that a lot of things you can do that other players can do, it just takes time. Time. So that's kind of what we're looking at for there. But this is Midrange Hunter. This is a deck that I found the list put up by a user named Vortex on the competitive Hearthstone Reddit, and I thought it played very well, so I wanted to show it to you today. He used this list to get to Legend and in Legend. And Midrange Hunter is an interesting place. It's probably my favorite version of Hunter to play. You sort of swing the early game your way and then make other threats. Big threats, and you have three big ones in Dr. Boom and Savannah Highmane work out later on. You have a lot of things that stick to the board, like Piloted Shredder, like Haunted Creeper, which is a beast, which means that it's interesting, too, that Houndmaster kind of saw a loss of favor towards the end of Blackrock Mountain. But it's seen a really big resurgence, in part because this deck runs King's Elec, which is a very good card for some draw, or even then a 2 for 3/2 is a reasonable body as is, so don't mind my dog. You just decided, oh, you're talking, so I'm going to start eating food as loud as possible because he's 6 pounds. That's how that goes. Like I said, this deck, very much a Midrange deck. You control the early game to hit hard on the late game. It's not just face, and it's not Hybrid Hunter, which is face with some other stuff going on all the time. Maybe some of the controversial inclusions or disinclusions include lack of knife jugglers. Vortex switched out King's Elk for that with pretty good results. As a result of no knife jugglers, you don't have the Unleash combo with the extra knives going out. And then not running a bear trap didn't really perform for him as well, which kind of makes sense from what I've seen as well. One explosive trap's interesting, but it's a little bit of tech from what I've read and seen. So if you are looking for some substitutions, there's really no good substitution for Mad Scientist, which means you would have Loatheb and Sludge Belcher by the time you got there. But if you didn't want to run Loatheb, you could run a second Belcher. If you don't have Dr. Boom, any kind of big threat will do. So it doesn't necessarily have to be something like Stormwind Champion that doesn't mesh quite as well. But Piloted Sky Golem, it sticks around. That is a good example of a threat. Coda Rider is the kind of thing that you have to deal with as well. But another one that I like that I think more people could use is Caldear Raider, because you're going to be hero powering enough as is. So you can make that work. And I don't know why my dog is not liking Caldear Raider. Maybe I shouldn't diss him while eating food. But you know what? Let me go ahead, corral the animals at home, and then let's see if we can unleash the beast on our opponents. Now, one of the keys with Midrange Hunter is getting a good mulligan and a good curve out here. And I think between Haunted Creeper and King's Elec, those are good starter pieces. Piloted Shredder, probably good to keep versus Warlock. Vortex has actually put up a really nice mulligan guide with this deck, but I don't have it in front of me, so we're just going to wing it. You always ditch the trap as Hunter because you want to pull your Mad Scientist instead. And we got a Houndmaster instead, which is fine. Houndmaster synergizes really well with Elec or Haunted Creeper, so I'm actually not going to be doing a turn 1 play. Okay, I actually got 2 King's Elec, so that is... does that change things for us? Not really. We can save our coin for bigger plays later on. And this will tell us real quick if it's a hand lock, zoo lock, something lock. I mean, you may notice it's rank 17. This is not my North America account right now, so we do have a web spinner that can help solidify our curve a little bit. Let's put out an Elec because that challenges the Voidwalker directly. And we pulled Dr. Boom, which is better than a Dread Infernal. So now he knows I have Dr. Boom in hand, and King's Elec with its Joust. One of the few good jousts in the game means that you can actually get the card in your hand. So he knows I have a Boom turn 7 or potentially a Boom turn 6, which may be more worth my time depending than coining out the Houndmaster. Although coining out the Houndmaster can still be really good for the Elec. So Sense Demons, and is he going to Soulfire here? No. Okay. I saw the arrow pointing down just a little bit. So turn 3. Strongest play is probably the Elec, because I can Shredder next turn. Or not Elec, excuse me. Let's go ahead and Houndmaster. And mid-range that's more the tempo play to a point, but mid-range is about kind of controlling your tempo and then knowing to go from tempo to aggro. So there's Void Caller. Could be any number of things. I think... Does a Void Caller really punish me? He did do 2 sense... He just did Sense Demons. I don't think I'm going to give him the free attack the next turn, so let's go ahead and just go face. This is vulnerable to Hellfire, but I mean, I don't have a lot of better plays right now, so let's see who he gets out. It's going to be a Dread Infernal. Do we get the... Oh, no, it's a Floating Watcher, so he can still tap into it. That's really good for him. And does he... Oh, Dark Bomb as well. So my greed is a little punished. And that is something I'm going to have to deal with. And I don't have a Freezing Trap. I do have a Sludge Belcher. Now here's the tricky part, is that I can Sludge Belcher and that delays things a little bit. Is this the point where I know that I kind of need to accelerate the game? Because what's my turn 5? If my turn 5 is Sludge Belcher, then my turn 6 is probably Piloted Shredder Hero Power, King's Elec Haunted Creeper Hero Power. I need to put things on the board that'll be able to challenge this eventually. Like I said, Freezing Trap, Quick Shot, those are all things that'll fight this. So Kill Command, actually. I don't have any Beast on the board right now. So keeping a Haunted Creeper in hand is really important, but we're just going to see if we can end this game. I think that might be the best solution at this point, is if we can throw out our one taunt, which is Sludge Belcher. Hopefully he doesn't have... Well, that's annoying. Alright, so going for that and not tapping. Can we punish? That's gonna make me sad. I don't think we can. I mean, I don't have... There's a lot of things I could have gotten to make that work. So Mish is good. And then you know what? We'll Web Spinner. That's High Main. Did I say High Main? I'm trying to summon High Main. How's that working out for me? Well, there we go, and I lose. Lose the Joust from the Fearsome Demon, so that's too bad. Alright. Alright. So he's got his one little taunt. We're just going to have to break through. He's going to be able to make that a 5-5, but I can trade into it and Dr. Boom. Well, I did try and call the Elec. So good Demon Fire. There's a tap. And does he have anything else that can possibly defend this? It'd be awesome to trade a Web Spinner into that, but I bet he's got a way to heal it. Oh wait, duh, you can just attack it. Well, that's terrible. Alright. It's always a question of, is it a Dr. Boom turn? It's not this turn. Misha, and it's not... Oh, it's Leok. Leok's not quite who I wanted this time. Well, we'll do this anyway, because I gotta put up the taunt. It's not mana efficient to do this. Said, I have direct damage. I do have Quick Shot, Eagle Horn Bow, Unleash the Hounds, Kill Command. I'm just not hitting the cards, which is one facet that King's Elec really helps the Midrange Hunter deck with, which is actually competing for those... Okay, so good. He has to trade that in. What else does he have to drop? Because I don't have to boom next turn either. I'm still in control. For now. Okay. Oh, wow. That is a painful discard. Okay, well. I was lucky to dodge Mal'Ganis out of that Void Caller, and then to have him discard it means that he's in desperation mode, so let's make him a little more desperate. I mean, what I could do... It's probably better that I just do this. We're going to have a face race. Right. Did I lose the other Savannah High Main, or did the does the deck tracker just get confused when I draw it out of here and then it gets put back in? Maybe I need to put in an update for that, because I've been prompted for an update for a little while. This prevents him from tapping as well, but maybe he's got like Siphon Soul. Oh, Demon Heart. I'll do it too. Kind of glad he didn't put that on his guy. Wow, all the discards. I'm so sorry. I'm betting Fist of Jaraxxus is in there. Do we have lethal? 2, 4, 6, 9, barely. So didn't even need Dr. Boom. But we win anyway. So that's mid-range for you, is that you got to figure out really quickly in the game when you go face. But a pretty interesting demon deck to go against it to begin with. So let's see if we can get another good match. Well, the good news is that it's a priest, which I guess is not great news. It's likely Dragon Priest because that's really popular right now, but because I'm at rank 17, there's still going to be a number of players who don't necessarily have all the cards. It's an interesting mix. You have a lot of players who've played a long time that maybe just haven't ranked as seriously, mixed in with people who are new and still kind of building up their collections around this rank. So what we have here, it could be a killer Dragon Priest. It could be some kind of more affordable to build control priest. I have a beautiful curve and a Dr. Broom later on, but I don't even need a coin right away. A Mad Scientist would make me happy. Explosive Trap is okay.
Greetings, traveler.
I do have Mad Scientist in the deck. I checked. I pulled up this list directly from something else. So let's see here. You didn't have a play turn 1. That's a positive. Still could be Dragon Priest. It's probably, well, we'll know very soon. Because Dragon Priest are very tempo-oriented and Control Priest are very slow. So it is Control, which is great because we have an answer for this. I do not mind taking the damage here. Alright, so another strategy that you kind of get into, and it's something that Vortex makes a good point on his post here, is you want to try and weave in hero power when you can, and that could mean King's Zealot hero power, Explosive Trap hero power. It may be better for me just to develop the trap if I can fit a charge in here somewhere. Oh, Freezing. I'm going to have to play Freezing Trap. I'm going to have to play Freezing Trap. It's my only real answer to this. So, we saw that he pulled a Light Spawn and I pulled Piloted Shredder. So, those go back into the deck. I'm going to have to get that updated. So, no draw there. Still get a little guy on the board. And we'll see if he snips out the Freezing Trap or if he thinks I'm bluffing. I mean, there's no great reason to put these guys to face anyway. It's this play is vulnerable, super vulnerable to Holy Nova anyway. But if I was the priest on the other side, I might ask myself, do I really want to Holy Nova this board? I mean, it's Hunter, but it does give an additional card. I do have an additional charge. It does put 2 little creepies out there. The answer, I guess, is yes, we're Holy Nova. Well, you shoot for the card draw, you don't always get it. We get a Timberwolf. These guys are not beasts, so Houndmaster doesn't pull quite the way as you might hope. We're just going to stay with this. I could have played Timberwolf, but once again, I don't have any beast out. And that's where people were playing Houndmaster as kind of a one-off before. And that could be a justifiable play here, but once again, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... 8, 9, Beast, and then the 2 for Animal Companion. Alright. There's probably not a lot I can do about that except for trading in. So let's see if we... You know what? I do have a really good coin play here. Especially if it's... Well, it's Misha. Okay, that's not as good. I was going to say if it's Leok, I'd be very happy to Houndmaster. Houndmastering in this matchup, not as awesome because he's probably holding on to his Shadow or Death. So we're just going to take the damage. This is mid-range. Alright, still not going to try and give additional attack here. And let's just hero power. So, every bear brings bears because it's Misha, and Misha is our friend from Heroes of the Storm. First time that Misha has ever been featured in a game, according to Kotaku. That circle jerk is old from, like, oh god, months. So that's ancient by internet standards. Second Light Spawn. Good. That's really good for him. Does he have a Velen's Chosen? No, just a heal. Okay. Do we have lethal? No, but we're really damn close. Alright, so this, if we do Houndmaster, that's 6. Okay, so that's 6, 7, 8, 9. Then the kill command. Alright, I could 6, 7, 8, 9 kill command. The problem is that I may not be able to proc that with another beast, but I can get 1 additional damage out that way. Ugh. And potentially play the explosive trap as well. Or we just boom. I don't really want to get screwed by mind control too badly. And I could just trade here. I think trading is pretty justifiable here. It's a little safer, it's a little slower. There's not a lot of ways for him to do 1 damage right now. Maybe I should have gone for face. I'm not. That's one of the first times where I really haven't been sure. Because if I go face, I can kill him in a few turns. But his hero power versus my hero power. Okay, he got boom out first, which is not awesome. But really, okay. Do I have lethal now? Because I can do 6. Yes, I do. Because I have coin. Alright, so that's 3, 6, 10. Does he remember I have coin? Probably. A lot more people are running the deck tracker nowadays. Barely lethal! That's mid-range. You gotta know when to turn. I probably should have gone for face the last turn. Especially since boom is such a thing on turn 7. So again, this really highlights the challenges that a lot of new players face. Where they just... you gotta just save dust to get cards. And Dr. Boom is probably still the best legendary to craft first. So you run into it a lot. Kind of like how I said in a previous video that Black Rock Mountain First Wing is probably the first adventure you want to buy if you're buying with gold. Same reason, lots of high value cards there. Let's throw one more game out there and see what we can grab. Now the interesting note that Vortex made about the mirror matchup is that this deck isn't designed for the mirror matchup because on his climb to legend he wasn't running across many hunters. So this may be a loss just because this deck doesn't perform as well, but we're going to see if maybe my ability to pilot the deck helps me in the time to come. But first we got to hope for a better mulligan than what we got. That's pretty good. Once again, would love a Mad Scientist. I'm pretty sure Mad Scientist was in the deck list. So here's one. So we get more utility trucks outside. So that's all the noises of living in the world. Okay, face hunter, very likely. Face or hybrid hunter, it's hard to say for sure. There's a Mad Scientist. Is that better to play on turn 2? Probably. I mean, we're going to be playing one of these and then the other of these turn 3. Let's go ahead and just take the 2 face damage. Draw the silence. Now, hold on, Malorn. Probably too slow in this matchup to make something happen. So now we wait. That's the thing about hunters. People are like, go face all the time. There's still a lot of decisions you have to make. So that's always interesting. But I mean, looking at the curve here for Vortex's deck, it's like, well, what could my turn 3 plays be? I still haven't pulled an Unleash yet. And I only run 1, but Animal Companion and Eagle Horn Bow would both be good gets. Otherwise, I mean, I'm okay with floating a mana because it's early and I do have the Mad Scientist out. Or, you know what, if he's just quitting.
Greetings, traveler.
And that would be really unfortunate. There we go. So, turn 3, Animal Companion, every boar. Well, you know what, at least I can trade the Mad Scientist into it. And actually, we get to curve out really nicely. Let's go and do this first. If I lose this joust, I'll be very sad. And I win. So it is total aggro face hunter. That's the other nice thing about joust that not enough people talk about. is that it gives you information about what deck you're facing. Especially because with most classes, there's a lot of different decks that you could see. That's actually a really hard counter to a lot of things, and some people still don't expect Midrange Hunter to run Explosive Trap. You don't always want your mad scientist pulling it, but I'm glad that I was able to curve out alright. So there's Haunted Creeper. And, probably just gonna stay on curve here. I mean, let's at least stop that madness. I mean, if he's gonna be going face anyway, I just don't want the beast synergy to do anything there. So I still do have a Lotheb on 5. That could stop a lot. He's probably running Knife Jugglers, so hopefully splitting those up ahead of time helps there. My dogs are being so weird today. It's like I usually work from my office at home, and I guess I just freaked them out by having to be places and on the road all day yesterday, because now they're like, let me sit on your feet, let me bark at you and follow you around. It's like they like me or something. I don't understand. So right now we have a better board. I don't care too much if he exploding traps. I do have a decent turn 5, especially with Eaglehorn Bow. I could Eaglehorn Freezing Trap, I could Eaglehorn Hero Power. I could Lotheb. Lotheb might be the best solution. Ooh. Was hoping to stave that off a turn. But that's a little bit of desperation. Alright. So I know he's holding on to a trap somewhere. I don't mind proccing that. Oh god, dog, what are you doing? I'm not as likable as other people that play this game. It's like, look at my animals. I'm just like, ugh. No, we're not gonna bait that out yet. All right. Let's go ahead and get this out too.
I hunt alone.
Could have hero power there and probably would have been justified, but I'm a little wary of like charge minions, and I'd like to go ahead and cash in. Plus, I have a pretty good high main play next turn, so this helps protect the high main a little bit. I don't even care about getting the extra charge for the bow. If he plays something like a Shredder, I'm going to shred it. Is he seriously hero power? But no, okay, so if he's using a kill command on the Shredder, that's really good for me. Oh, hi, Tide Hunter. Alright. You're not a beast. You, however, are a beast. Alright, maybe you wanted to hold on to your kill command for a bigger threat, or maybe you have a second one. But that was, let's recap. That was a 3 damage kill command after he bluffed for having Explosive Trap. And, oh my god, I'm actually going to be able to play Malorn next turn anyway. Well, we're going to test this in a second. Unleash. Alright, doesn't matter. I can afford to wait a turn here.
Today, I don't have to be a princess.
No, you don't. Congratulations. Alright, so can he dump his hand next turn? He does have the mana for it, but we are going to see if we can screw up his play just a little bit.
I see.
Better to hero power or Dragonhawk here? Dragonhawk forces the trade. And I don't mind if this gets freezing trapped. I mean, it could very well be Snake Trap. But I have a few beasts on the board. Houndmaster could be really interesting on that, but we're not going to try that. Dr. Boom! It's always Dr. Boom. It's never not Dr. Boom. Alright, well the good news is that I have chat lethal. See if it's freezing. Explosive, that's fine. So how do we want to split this? Guess it doesn't matter. That's Midrange Hunter. Actually won a mirror. Wasn't quite expecting that. Didn't even need to play him alone, but that's okay. I'm probably mispronouncing that card too, but yay, rank 15, kind of like that, all the way. Well, not quite to where I was in my North America account, but obviously this deck is very strong against the current meta. At least what I'm seeing in the lower ranks here. So we'll see if it hits a wall later on, but I'll show the deck list one more time. Still a very good piece of work. Thank you, Vortex, for posting this on competitive Hearthstone. Key features of the deck, once again, is 1 explosive, 2 freezing traps. A lot of people don't expect the explosive from a non-face hunter. The web spinners are good for evening out your mana curve. King's Elic can give you situational card draw, or at least deck scouting, especially in a day and age, and I don't know if I've finished making this point before, but especially in a day and age where you see a class and you don't necessarily know what kind of deck they're playing. Like once I saw the Brave Archer in that Hunter deck, I had a better idea, so that kind of scouting. It's all about knowing your opponents here. Otherwise, you do have a lot of standbys from Midrange Hunter before. The Savannah Highmanes are a must. You don't have to run Dr. Boom. You probably could even swap out Dr. Boom for something else, but he's a big enough threat, and there's a lot of cards that don't quite do what he does for the stats that he gives. So it's worth crafting with your first 1600 dust. Of course, that's not exactly what I did on this account. I did spend like 400 dust to craft some Highmanes. Craft a few other cards that I didn't have to pull in packs. But hey, you know what? Still, Midrange Hunter, it's good. Once again, you control early and then go face. And Hunter is really good about just closing games out in a hurry. There's a lot of burst in this deck. But that's it for now. This is Asher. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this video informative and or entertaining or something else. Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time. Take care.